September 14th, 2018. Manchester, United Kingdom. This was not a night of chaos. There were no storms, no emergency calls, no reported crimes in the area. For investigators, that matters, because the most disturbing disappearances often begin on completely normal days. Laura Mitchell was 34 years old. She worked as a senior accounts analyst at a financial services firm in central Manchester. According to everyone who knew her, Laura was predictable. She followed routines. She arrived on time. She left on time. And routines leave patterns. Patterns help investigators understand when something goes wrong. On the morning of September 14th, Laura arrived at her office building at 8:47 a.m. Security cameras confirm she entered alone. She stopped at the lobby cafe, ordered a coffee, paid by card. Nothing unusual. No signs of stress. No phone calls. No hesitation. Her workday passed quietly. Email records show her last message was sent at 5:58 p.m. It contained a revised spreadsheet and a short note to her supervisor. The tone was professional, normal, unremarkable. Her computer was shut down properly at 6:05 p.m. Not abruptly, not mid-task. Investigators pay close attention to this. People who plan to leave their lives behind often leave things unfinished. Laura didn't. At approximately 6:10 p.m., two co-workers saw Laura near the elevator bank on the 7th floor. One of them later told police that Laura smiled and said, "Have a good weekend." There was no argument, no urgency, no visible fear. She was calm. At 6:12 p.m., Elevator 3's internal camera captured Laura entering alone. She pressed the ground floor button. She stood still, holding her handbag with both hands. Her posture was relaxed. This image is the last confirmed sighting of Laura Mitchell. Elevators are controlled environments. They are logged, monitored, timed. Everything that happens inside them is supposed to be traceable. And that is why what happened next still has no explanation. At 6:14 p.m., Elevator 3 reached the ground floor. The doors opened. Lobby cameras were fully operational. People exited. People entered. The recording continues smoothly. But Laura does not appear. She does not step out. She does not hesitate near the doors. She is not visible anywhere in the lobby. It is as if she never arrived. Elevators do not erase people. They move them from one floor to another, and yet Laura Mitchell never reached the ground floor. This is where the case stops being normal. And this is where investigators begin documenting something they cannot explain. Because when the footage ends, the questions begin. Investigators began where the footage stopped. They reviewed the elevator logs. Elevator 3 showed a normal descent. No delays. No emergency stops. No door malfunctions. The system recorded 1 passenger entering and 0 passengers exiting. That is not supposed to happen. Next, police examined the lobby cameras. There were 3 angles, all synchronized, all continuous. They slowed the footage frame by frame. Laura does not appear, not blurred, not obscured, not hidden behind anyone. She is absent. Investigators expanded the timeline. They checked every exit, every stairwell, every fire door. None were used. No alarms triggered. No badge scans. No forced entry. Then came the phone records. Laura's phone last connected to the network at 6:11 p.m. inside the building. After that, nothing. No shutdown signal. No battery drain. Just silence. The phone was never recovered. 3 days later, maintenance staff reported something unusual. Laura's access badge had logged an exit scan at 6:47 p.m., 33 minutes after she was last seen. This scan should not exist. There is no footage of her scanning out. No footage of her anywhere. The badge was never found. Police considered every possibility. Cloned badge. System error. Delayed log. All were ruled out. The system worked correctly, which left investigators with evidence they could not explain. Laura Mitchell appeared to exit the building without ever being seen leaving it. By the end of week 1, the case stalled. No witnesses, no suspects, no physical evidence, just records that contradicted each other. And then, something else surfaced. Something no one was looking for. 6 months after Laura vanished, the investigation was officially downgraded. Not solved. Not closed. Inactive. That decision was based on one assumption. There was nothing left to follow. But one investigator disagreed. Before the case was archived, he reviewed the footage one final time. Not the lobby. Not the elevator. The timestamps. At 6:14 p.m., the elevator doors opened. At 6:14 p.m., Laura was not present. But at 6:14 p.m., the elevator weight sensor briefly registered a load. Then it dropped. The system flagged it as insignificant. Investigators did not. Elevator sensors measure mass, not movement, not identity. For less than 2 seconds, the sensor recorded approximately 60 kilograms. Laura's documented weight was 59. There is no explanation for how that weight left the elevator without triggering a visual record. None. The investigator wrote one final note before the file was archived. It read, "We can account for the building. We can account for the systems. We cannot account for the person." Laura Mitchell was never found. No body. No belongings. No confirmed sightings. Her family still checks the phone records. There has never been another signal. The building still operates normally. Elevator 3 is still in service, but employees avoid it after hours. Not because of superstition, because the footage proves something unsettling. Laura entered the elevator. The elevator reached the ground floor. And somewhere between those two facts, she stopped existing in the record. Some cases end with answers. This one ended with documentation. And documentation can be harder to explain than silence. Case file DF051 remains unsolved.